at the keys to the game tonight, being brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth Jeep.
Well, the first thing the 76ers have to look at is transition defense. They've got to get back on defense. New Jersey likes to push the basketball. Secondly, the thing that they have to do is they have to have closeouts. New Jersey's going to look to penetrate, especially Marbury, and then they're going to kick the basketball out. So the 76ers are going to have good, solid closeouts and not give their outside shooters any good looks.
And now the first Union starters. First for the New Jersey Nets, it'll be Keith Van Horn along with Kendall Gill, a spot he would prefer not to play, the small forward position. Jim McIlvaine in the middle with Stephon Marbury and Sherman Douglas, the guards. Douglas will be the point and Marbury will be the two. The Nets with some injury problems along the back line, hence the start by Douglas tonight. For the 76ers, George Lynch, Aaron McKee getting a start at small forward, along with Theo Ratliff in the middle. Allen Iverson and Eric Snow will be in the backcourt. Larry Brown, one time a coach of the New Jersey Nets. He has 13 victories, by the way, from 700 for his NBA-only career, combining NBA and ABA well over 900. Coach Don Casey says the situation in New Jersey has his team, quote, not bleeding, but we are hemorrhaging. They are 1-8 right now, off to their worst start in franchise history. Kendall Gill in his 10th year out of Illinois. Not sure I understand, Steve, why he doesn't want to play small forward. A couple of years ago under John Calipari had his best season of his career as a small forward.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be able to use his quickness getting up and down the floor against some of the small forwards that he faces. Instead, he wants to play the two spot. And you're going to be night in and night out, face guys that are quicker or just as quick as you. So, I mean, play the three spot. That's where you're successful at. And that's where they have him tonight.
Gill is in the final year of a contract. He's averaging 10 points per game. The officials for tonight: Terry Durham, Mark Davis, and Tony Brothers. First of 4 meetings between the teams. The Sixers took 2 out of 3 last season, splitting a couple of games here. It'll be Ratliff and Van Horn, a couple of former college rivals, and we're running tonight from the Continental Airlines Arena. Van Horn and Ratliff locking up right away. Van Horn has struggled in the early going, missing there, getting his own miss. Nets here with a fresh 24. That's Gill working the baseline and getting 2.
He's got such a quick first step that he can blow by most of the defenders that's guarding.
Sixers coming in 4-6. They are 2-4 on the road, as the Nets, among the NBA leaders in forcing turnovers and steals, come up with both right there. Gill trying to bust Aaron McKee.
McIlvaine 3 feet from the hoop, and he kicks it out to Gill at 20 feet. Shows you pretty much that on the offensive end, the New Jersey Nets are pretty much playing 5 or 4 on 5. McIlvaine is not going to be an offensive threat for him.
Marbury, clearly their best offensive threat, throws it away right there. Marbury averages 5 turnovers per game.
I think he handles it way too much. Trying to get his teammates involved in the game, averaging 5+ assists, but almost 5 turnovers, as you said, Mark.
Aaron McKee finally rebounded by Keith Van Horn. He is second on the team in rebounding. Their leading rebounder now coming off the bench in Jamie Fike. Fike had been the starter at center, and Coach Don Casey trying to scramble things up, hoping something will deliver a victory for the Nets, who have lost 5 straight. Stephon Marbury, for the record, 3rd in the NBA in scoring, 27 per night.
Taking 27% of the team shots, though. I think that's far too many shots for Marbury.
Shooting about 40% on the year. George Lynch has been the leading rebounder for the Sixers in their last 3. He had 10 last night against Portland. Has upped his average to 12 per game, 4 more than he averaged last season. McIlvaine not a threat to score. Marbury, McKee latching onto him. Here's the general. Sherman Douglas signed earlier this year as a free agent. Allen Iverson called on the personal foul, his first. It's back to work here with a fresh 14. The worst start, actually tying the worst start in the 23-year NBA history of the franchise. Of course, this franchise originating as the New York Nets in the old ABA. Iverson, tough shot. McIlvain in his 6th year out of Marquette.
Well, you talk about being in the right spot at the right time for a big-time contract.
McIlvain.
Yeah.
Wally Walker will always be known. The Seattle general manager took the feed that time from Douglas and slammed for 2. He averages only 2, but McIlvain was signed to a huge deal by Seattle, and many think that was the beginning of the end for Shawn Kemp as a Sonic. Because McIlvain was making more than him.
Well, Shawn Kemp kind of didn't go in the tank, but certainly thought about McIlvain's contract for a long time, didn't he?
Sixers 1 for 5 here to begin the game. Marbury, as they look to steal from him from behind. George Lynch is called for the personal.
Be interesting to see how much last night's game and making a terrific comeback against the Portland Trailblazers last night, finding themselves down, what, 17 late in the 3rd quarter, trying to climb that hill to defeat the Trailblazers. See how much that game takes out of them tonight.
The Sixers arguably against the 2 best teams in each conference. Wednesday, Miami. Friday, last night against Portland. Nearly identical games. 2 good teams coming back and just falling short at the end. Of course, the Sixers continue to be undermanned as the Nets here will retain it with 4 to shoot.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Last 2 ball games for the 76ers, they shot just 39.9%, averaged just 92 points, and only 25% from downtown. Mark, and that was against Miami and Portland. Obviously, 2 of the better teams in the NBA.
Iverson, Marbury keeping watch on him. So is McIlvain, and Allen beats all comers and neatly slithers to the hoop for 2. Averaging 30, that's tops in the NBA. As Van Horn wants Lynch. Gives it back to Marbury, who's got the clean study for 2. Out of bounds it goes. It'll belong to the Sixers.
Allen Iverson taking it to the hoop, just beating the outstretched fingertips of McIlvain for the deuce.
Allen had 26 last night, albeit on 8 for 22 from the field, and the turnover here on Allen. It's the second on the Sixers with 8 minutes and 14 seconds remaining here. Terry Durham, Tony Brothers, Mark Davis, the officials for tonight. Sixers down 17 in the second half. They tied it at 87 with a couple of minutes to go in the game, but Steve Smith hit a 3-pointer, and that was it. As Keith Van Horn here is called for the offensive foul. Sixers started that rally with 3 consecutive 3-pointers at the end of the 3rd, 2 by Billy Owens and 1 by Allen Iverson. Theo Ratliff slicing in, and he's fouled by Sherman Douglas.
It's a nice screen by Eric Snow to free up Theo Ratliff. Nice end
to 4, New Jersey in front. Just over 7.5 to go here in the 1st quarter. Iverson, the clean look out of the timeout, gathered in by Kendall Gill. You can beat New Jersey on the boards, getting out rebounded by an average of 4 per night. Their only win coming at home here a couple of weeks ago. They beat the Washington Wizards. Van Horn trying to beat Lynch. Goes up for the slam, and Theo Ratliff stood defiantly at the top and said, absolutely not.
Boy, that's a great block by Theo Ratliff, coming over from the weak side, telling Van Horn, not in my house, you don't.
Not in any house. Here, Ratliff on the other end is called for the foul.
Van Horn on the drive, meeting him at the top is Theo Ratliff. Whoop. off Van Horn. It was Sixers basketball. Nets still lead by 2.
There is something about Van Horn that brings the best out of Theo Ratliff. Here, the moving screen on Jim McElvain of the Nets, and they turn it over for the 3rd time. McElvain getting his 4th start of the season.
He can pick up fouls in a hurry. He averages 1 foul every 3.6 minutes. So you know he's not going to get much time.
Had 4 offensive fouls already in the game as Ratliff with McElvain, the 7-footer on his back. McElvain, a good shot blocker, and Theo gets it up to Aaron McKee. Lynch and Van Horn scramble after it. Out of bounds, last touch by George. Sixers shooting 25%. In the early going, the Nets not much better at 30%. For the season, New Jersey shooting 41%. That is 27 of 29 NBA teams. Van Horn from Marbury. He continues to struggle. Ratliff a piece of that one. McElvain from behind, snuffed by Lynch. And here come the black shirts. Iverson has company, takes it himself and scores.
Tell you what, if you're Don Casey, and I know you've got to have some type of presence back in the middle, but McElvain gives you absolutely nothing, in my opinion. You might as well start Jamie Fife, a guy that's rebounding-wise is 7th in the league, and he's coming off the bench. But McElvain's not going to block shots. He's not going to do a whole lot for you out there.
Iverson short of McElvain, all cotton for Allen, who's 3 for 5 for 6, and we're latched up at 8. Van Horn 0 for his first 5, a combination of Ratliff and Lynch combining to shut him down. Marbury, Van Horn freed up, and he's 0 for 6. Gill breaks it loose, and Van Horn finally gets a field goal. He's averaging 18, Steve, but really struggling in the field goal percentage department.
38%. Averaging 38% from the floor, but still taking 20% of the team's shots.
Allen Iverson twirls that baby home, suddenly winning. And we're locked at 10. So Allen struggling in his last 2, anything but early here in New Jersey. Marbury ducking behind Van Horn, well short. Gill finds the miss at a first 24 for New Jersey. Marbury given room by Snow, accepts the challenge and hits the J. He's 3 for 5 for 6. Iverson for 3 and the lead. Knocked away and out of bounds. Last touched by George Lynch and the Sixers. Days ago, the Nets beat Washington here 112-87. But they've dropped their last 5, including last night at Boston, 109-96. C's never trailed in the game. In fact, Boston, off to its best start in a number of years. The Celtics are 6-3, a game behind division-leading Miami. Sherman Douglas, a starter ostensibly for Lucius Harris, who ostensibly was a starter for Kerry Kittles. Struggling, trying to come back from off-season knee surgery. Snow forced to give it up. McKee, the clean look. Iverson and Marbury go for it. Ratliff blocked by McElvain and a foul. It'll be on McElvain. That's number 2.
Aaron McKee with the jump shot in the corner, comes up short, and where's the rebound going to be? On the opposite side. As Marbury tips it back, it goes right to Theo Ratliff, who takes it back up, gets his shot blocked by McElvain, but stays right with it. Second effort, second personal foul on McElvain.
So McElvain to come out of the game in just a few moments as Ratliff will go to the line for 2. Theo, his first start at power forward last night, back in the middle. A placeholder ostensibly for Matt Geiger, who's still about a couple of weeks away. Jamie Fike at one time, a member of the 76ers, in for McElvain, who sits with a bucket, 3 boards, a couple of blocks, and a couple of fouls. Theo starting at power forward last night. Larry Brown starting. Stanley Roberts in the middle. And Roberts may not play tonight because of back and hip problems. Of course, we saw a lot of the rookie last night, Todd McCullough, in the close but no cigar game against Portland. And as Marbury and Van Horn do the pick and roll thing, George Lynch is whistled for number 2.
Well, the pick and roll. George Lynch just reaches out and grabs Van Horn. Let's take a look at George as they come off the screen. Right here was the foul.
We have a timeout on the floor. The Sixers down a bucket now. 3:18 to play in the first quarter here on UPN 57.
You know what? I'm a little confused about which health plan to choose.
I started with Blue Cross, and I'm staying with Blue Cross. They come through big time.
They sure do.
After my husband Brian had a heart attack, Independence Blue Cross called us about their Cardiac Connections program. Along with our doctor, they worked out a program to help Brian reduce his risk for future heart problems, a program to keep him more active. Blue Cross came through for us big time.
The Cardiac Connections program, another great reason you can lean on Independence Blue Cross.
Getting legendary capability doesn't mean spending everything you have. In fact, with Jeep Cherokee Sport's low lease rate of $279 a month, you may even have a little change left over. Now get all this at no extra charge. See your Key States Jeep dealer.
Open wide and say ah, because here's a big deal. You get more for the money 'cause McDonald's treats you right. McDonald's has extra big savings every day, all the time, with Mickey D's Dollar Deals. Like this hot, juicy, big extra sandwich for just $1, $1. Mickey D's Dollar Deals. Hey, what more could you ask for? You get more for the money 'cause McDonald's treats you right. Somebody say McDonald's.
Even though it is early in the season, it is not too late to inquire about season ticket plans from the 76ers. Many different plans to fit your budget and your lifestyle. For more information, call the 76ers at 215-339-7676, 215-339-7676. Here are the Nets out of the timeout with 14. Fight. Getting to Jamie Fike, intent on increasing his scoring. He is among the NBA leaders in rebounding. He is 7th right now, averaging 12 per night.
Last year averaged 6 points per game. This year right around 6 again, but he's a better shooter than McElvain.
Ratliff in a crowd. Gill in there helping out Jamie Fike. And a foul coming up. It'll be on Kendall Gill.
Number 13, Kendall Gill. It's his first.
For Gill, his first. 3 on each team. And Theo Ratliff heading back to the stripe for 2.
Theo Ratliff, 2 shots.
Tyrone Hill would help out Theo Ratliff considerably as a power forward. Eligible to come off the injured list tonight, but more than likely, if he is to play over the next couple of games, will appear Monday at the First Union Center against San Antonio. And Geiger continues to recover from the arthroscopic left knee surgery in the first week of December. The best guess right now for the Sixers starting center, who played only in the preseason. Sixers, close watch on Gill. Marbury helping out. And he loses it out of bounds, but New Jersey will keep it. They asked Stephon Marbury about the slow start. He recalled Phoenix in 96-97. Remember, Steve? Started 0-13 and made the playoffs.
Made the playoffs that year.
Here is Douglas, his patented floater. Billy Owens has Iverson. Sixers with the numbers. Allen with an opening. Strokes 2. Allen Iverson has it going on here in the first quarter. He has dropped 10. It is the first Sixer field goal. In the last couple of minutes, they're down 1. Marbury looking to answer with 3 and a foul. A 3-shot foul after he was hit by Eric Snow.
Well, there's an old theory that you don't foul jump shooters. And Stephon Marbury, although he likes to drive and penetrate, when he comes off those screens for the most part, he's looking to jockey for the jump shot. Don't foul him when he's out shooting beyond the arc. You take a look at his numbers. He takes about 4.5 threes per game, but it's only shooting 33%. I'd take my chances.
Marbury in his first full season with New Jersey. Acquired last March, Minnesota. Timberwolves tried to re-sign him. He wanted to come east. The Wolves risking they would lose him in free agency as they did Tom Gugliotta. Dealt Marbury here to the Nets. Now Owens, who is playing better and better with each game, stroking 2 over Keith Van Horn. Billy Owens continues to round into solid form.
Last 3 ball games for Billy Owens, shooting 54%, averaging 14 points per game. Talking about getting in condition and getting his legs in good shape.
And there's Owens. The strip of Marbury triggers the Sixers' right lift to Julian, steps into the lane, count it, and a foul. Well done by Billy Owens to get it going for the Sixers.
76ers defense doing a nice job picking up the loose ball, getting the steal, and pushing it up. Theo Ratliff can really run the floor as Owens gets the strip on Marbury, and there's the finish and the foul.
For Theo, his first field goal. He caps the three-point play, so 6 for Ratliff. He and Iverson with 16 of the Sixers' 20. And Allen Iverson there sniffing for the steal. Bruce Bowen, scoreless in his last 3 appearances, is in for the Sixers. Elliot Perry rarely plays, but because the Nets guard line is so decimated by injuries now in, and he replaces Marbury, the Sixers pressing again, nearly coming up with a steal. Johnny Newman, 35-year-old veteran, playing very well off the Nets bench, is bumped into by Bruce Bowen, and Bowen will be called for the personal foul. Both teams in the penalty here with 90 seconds to play in the first. And that'll send Johnny Newman in his 14th year out of Richmond to the line for 2. Well, he looked good in the preseason, and he continues to stroke it in the regular season.
That game in St. Louis in the exhibition season, what did he drop? Like
4 for 4.
4 for 4 from beyond the arc. And you take a look at him now, he's averaging about 11 points per game, shooting what, 36% from downtown. That's pretty good. Not bad for an old guy.
Newman with his 5th NBA team, his second go-round with the Nets. We have a technical foul here being called by referee Mark Davis, pointing to the Sixers bench. We'll see who it is specifically in a moment. Oh, and that's it. Larry Brown's been tossed from the game. Larry Brown has been ejected with 1:29 to go in the first by referee Mark Davis. And veteran official Terry Durham hearing the closing arguments from Larry Brown as he watches the remainder of this from the Sixers locker room.
Now, let me ask you this.
Who coaches?
Is Calipari the head coach now? Is he back being the head coach of his former team?
Yeah. Well, the benefit certainly of having John Calipari on your bench is that he is a former head coach in the NBA. Newman, in the meantime, lining up the tees. And the Nets now lead by 2 as Marbury comes back into the game for Douglas. Steve, I don't know what was said, but it seemed as though Davis had a short fuse there.
Well, you know, you say the right thing a couple times, and pretty soon you're going to get a technical foul. Now there's going to be some reporter that's going to come up to Larry Brown after the game and say, Larry, did you get tossed on purpose so that Cal could coach a team against his old team? You know that's going to happen.
Allen Iverson hit by Perry. It would have counted. And Allen will march to the line. 2 shots. His first appearance at the stripe here in the first quarter.
You need Larry Brown. I mean, he can't be tossed at this stage of the ball game. But let's take a look at Allen Iverson here. One dribble to his left, hit on the elbow, no question about it. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Iverson averaging 10 attempts from the foul line per night. That is 3 times more than any other Sixer. Locks it up at 22. Allen with 12 here in the first. Perry by Iverson into the teeth of the Sixer defense. And a foul on Theo Ratliff. It's 2 now on Theo. John Calipari standing, indicating he is definitely the man in charge, and he will bring in Todd McCullough to replace Theo Ratliff. Curry at the line getting another, and out comes Theo, and in comes the rookie McCullough, who acquitted himself well last night as Theo comes to the bench. 6 points, couple of boards, and at least 2 blocks. And also Allen Iverson, his traditional late first quarter rest yet to come. As McKee comes up with the rebound, and here come the Sixers. Trailing by 1, just over a minute to go here in the first. Iverson, as they watch him around the perimeter. Owens tees it up. 50 seconds to go first quarter. Marbury against a good defender in Bruce Bowen. McCullough altering that shot, and Bowen comes down with a miss. A 2 for 1 here now for the Sixers, down 1. McKee wants a piece of Perry, and why not? He holds 4 inches. The help by Van Horn. Iverson launching a 3. The scramble by Owens, and the Nets will have it here with the clocks virtually identical. 8/10 of a second difference between the clocks as George Murasan, who's trying to become a regular player for the first time in 3 seasons. Indeed, he has played every game thus far this season. Ankle and nerve problems eventually affecting his back through the last 2 or 3 years. Surfacing here as a free agent in New Jersey. The shot box and the game clock, as mentioned, virtually identical. The Nets leading by 1. Marbury gives it up. Perry, the clean look for 2. Still time for the Sixers, down 5. Iverson, that's for 3. And that'll do it. So Larry Brown is ejected with 1:29 to go in the first quarter. Allen Iverson, and we open up the second with Larry Hughes on the floor, along with Allen Iverson, and a whistle here. And Elliot Perry is called for the personal foul. That's 2 on him.
Nice quick backdoor cut by Allen Iverson off that play. Elliot Perry called for the hold.
Perry latched onto Iverson. Marbury runs over to double. Allen tries to beat the duet. We have a foul here. Going over the back is Todd McCullough. Personal foul. McCullough is his first. Jersey trying to win this one because they head out west later on in the week, beginning Tuesday in Sacramento. 4 games out west in 5 nights. That during Thanksgiving week as Bowen and McCullough converge on Marbury, and the block but the foul on Todd McCullough.
Couple quick ones on Todd McCullough as well. Over the back a minute ago. And Todd McCullough getting the body of Marbury on the drive. One more look at it. Does he get body as he takes it to the hoop? Boom, right there. Had ball. But as the official looked at Cal, he said, yep, he got body.
And Marbury comes away with the miss. That's here with a fresh 24. Marbury stumbling as he goes by Larry Hughes. And it'll be Larry Hughes on the personal foul.
After a difficult game last night against Portland, Sixers still trying to get their legs underneath them.
So quickly, 3 team fouls on the Sixers. The first on Hughes. And here are the Nets. Opening moment, second quarter. Marbury, the setup of Fike, runs into McCullough. We have a call here, an offensive foul being called by the trailing official that time, Tony Brothers. And Brothers made sure his call superseded that of the baseline official, Mark Davis.
Let's take a look at Fike. Well, I don't know where the offensive foul was. He's shooting the ball with the right hand into Todd McCullough.
Owens, good sit up that time by Allen Iverson. Allen, by the way, dropping 8 dimes or assists last night for a season high. Owens now, his average up to 9. Sixers down a bucket. Now we have a call here against Stephon Marbury, trying to escape the clutches of Bruce Bowen. And Marbury is called for the foul, his first.
Referee's trying to clean this up. A lot of grabbing and holding and a lot of bumping going on.
Iverson, good look for McCullough. And a nice look by Allen Iverson as he saw McCullough's man come off of him, and Todd made the good slice.
Anytime you can get George Murison involved in a play, go ahead, as Todd McCullough cuts to the hoop as Murison out of position. Todd McCullough making a nice cut to the hoop. Allen Iverson finding him. You use Murison in any type of pick and roll. Not much lateral movement for Murison.
Todd McCullough now 2 for 10 on the season for the foul line. Larry Hughes is the Sixers able to rescue Todd McCullough by coming down with a miss, and Hughes stroking the field goal. He is averaging 10. He's averaging 23 minutes a night in his last 3. Perry lines up a 3. Perry only a second 3-pointer of the young season. That's the margin for New Jersey. Almost 2 minutes gone here in the second. Iverson with Murison helping Perry, but nothing there to daunt Allen Iverson. Sixers down 1. Murison against McCullough. Easy play. Owens had a mismatch inside with Marbury, and the Nets seeing that cheat over defensively, and in doing so the illegal defense whistled. It's been a tight one thus far here on UPN 57. Sixers down 1 with the ball out of the timeout. Iverson dissuaded by a gang o' Nets. Bowen to try his luck on Marbury, holding about 4 inches on him. And here's Perry for New Jersey. Marbury dips in. Hughes crashing along with Bowen. Here come the Sixers. Iverson, good stop and go on Marbury. Reverse layup is good. What a move by Allen Iverson.
So taking it to the hoop. Don't even worry about George Murison coming over to get the block. Allen Iverson just rising up, getting the reverse layup to go past Big George.
Marbury charging into Bowen. And the offensive foul, Stephon Marbury. That's 2 on Marbury.
Allen Iverson taking it to the hoop. The reverse gets it to go. And that is our Pico Energy, high energy play of the game.
Sixers by 1. Curry showing some energy here on the steal and the lay-in. On the seesaw now with the Nets up 1. Scored the last 5 for the Nets. Allen Iverson continues to mount up the points here in the first half for the Sixers. And we continue on the seesaw now with the Sixers up 1. A swing to Newman. Hughes on the fly by Johnny, missing the deuce. And McCullough sends Iverson away for the Sixers.
Talk about hard closeouts. That was a nice closeout by Larry Hughes.
Elliot Perry, the personal foul. 18 in the game now for Allen Iverson. Eric Snow colliding with him, and Sherman Douglas will come back. He the starter tonight at the point for the Nets. So he's in for Johnny Newman. Sixers back to work here with 18 to shoot, leading by 1, 32-31. Iverson has scored the last 6 for the Sixers, and Owens vacates, allowing Iverson to go to work on Douglas, given room, and he strokes it. Oh, the stroke is back for Allen Iverson, and the Sixers lead by 3.
It left him the last couple ball games. He averaged 25 points last couple games, but shot just 32%. But how about those 5 games before that? He was really hitting the ball well in the previous 5 games, and he's got it going on tonight.
Like in Orlando, Steve, he's aiming at the ocean and he's standing on the beach. Iverson now with 22 of the Sixers' 36. Keep on rolling. 7:13 remaining before halftime, and the Sixers right now with their largest lead at 5. We'll be back with more from East Rutherford right after this.
Iverson, the step back jumper from the corners. Oh, Cotton. What a half Allen Iverson is having. Taking it to the hoop, knocking down the outside shots.
Van Horn for Marbury, and as he looks to twirl it in, Sixer foul on Todd McCullough. He's number 3 now on the rookie. The Sixers in the penalty with 5 team fouls, sending Marbury once again to the strike. Iverson with 12 in the first quarter, 10 so far here in the second. And Marbury, he had any ideas of wrestling the scoring title away from Allen Iverson's got a lot more work to do as McCullough trots to the bench and Theo Ratliff back in for him. Sixers shooting 78% here in the quarter, 7 for 9, and Iverson primarily responsible for that. Sixers holding 3 with 5 minutes gone, second quarter. In search of who else? Iverson, Douglas on him. Marbury, the immediate double. Good cut by Snow. He was fouled by McIlvaine, but nice recognition on the give and go by Iverson and Snow.
Well, find out where the double team's coming from. Eric Snow just makes a cut to the baseline. Good find by Allen Iverson over the top of the shorter Sherman Douglas.
Eric Snow gets 2 back. The Sixers who lead by 5 again. McIlvaine handling against Ratliff. Good defense by the Sixers off the ball. McIlvaine with nobody to go to except fingertip to palm to call the timeout. It'll be a 20-second timeout for New Jersey as the Sixers just picture left of Don Casey in uniform, but will not play tonight. Van Horn trying to get on track, and in doing so palms the basketball. The turnover on the Nets. So Van Horn only 1 field goal here in the first half. The Nets turn it back to the Sixers who lead by 5. Eric Snow tries right by Marbury, who then reaches in and commits the personal foul as Snow had his way there on Stephon Marbury. That's 3 now on Marbury.
Isolated on the right side. Marbury stripping Eric Snow of the basketball. Called for his 3rd personal foul. Marbury's talking to the same official that threw Larry. Better watch it. I think if you're New Jersey, I think you've got to get Van Horn off a little bit, post him up, see if you can't get him a couple shots. As you said a minute ago, Mark, he's struggling on the offensive end.
Big time. Ratliff out to help Hughes with Gill, who's come back. Douglas against the long arm of the law. Theo Ratliff gets the jumper anyway. Sherman Douglas averaging 5 points per game. First net other than Elliott Perry to score in their last 7 points. Hughes, good delivery from Snow as he rises above the crowd and slams for two.
If you can get into the paint, you can create havoc against the New Jersey Nets defense. There's no shot blocker out on the floor. They do not have one on their team at all. Consequently, you get in the paint, you should be able to dunk the basketball or draw the contact.
Sixers will have it here after the ensuing scramble, last touched by the Nets.
Took the 76ers about 14-15 minutes to start feeling good after last night's ball game. As you take a look at Larry Hughes receiving the pass from Eric Snow. Eric Snow just driving down through the paint.
Snow this time seeing two pairs of eyes. The alley-oop that time for Hughes from Ratliff. And here come the Nets, 41-35 Sixers. Marbury launching a three. It goes over the backboard and out of bounds.
He knew he was coming out. Fired one up. Saw Johnny Newman over there. Knew he had 3 personal fouls. Came down instead of hitting Van Horn. Let one fly.
Both teams, by the way, in the penalty. 5:18 to go before halftime, and the Sixers now leading by 6. Iverson short of Douglas. They're all going in tonight for Allen Iverson. 24 of the Sixers' 43. Trying to free up Newman. Hughes right on him. Gives it up to fight one more to Van Horn. You can see the Nets are totally out of sync. The Sixers scrambling defense has something to do with that. 3 to shoot. Douglas launching the prayer. The three-pointer goes in. Douglas cuts the Sixers lead to 5, and again has to deal with Iverson. Who can deal with him? I don't think anybody can at this point. And now Allen will go to the line for 2. Jamie fight the personal foul.
Absolutely no way that Sherman Douglas can stay with Allen Iverson. After taking a look at Scottie Pippen last night and Dan Marley on Wednesday night, Allen Iverson takes a look up and sees Sherman Douglas. He said, man, I got the height advantage on him. I've got the speed and the quickness. I'm just going to run them all over the court. Sherm cannot stay with Allen.
Of course, Don Casey very limited because of injuries and whatnot as to who we could put in the game to go with Iverson, who right now has 24. The points evenly divided between the first and second quarters, and that one is put in. Give credit to Muhammad as Fike, I believe, hit it into his own basket.
Yep. Well, when things are going bad, they go bad all over for you, don't they?
Nazi Muhammad, his first action, and here's Iverson on a breakaway to slam for 2. And boy, all the cheers coming from the crowd here in New Jersey. A lot of Sixers fans as the Sixers lead by 9. 4 minutes to go before the break. And a foul here as Van Horn looks to set up against Owens, and Billy is tagged for the personal foul.
Well, it's been Sixers defense that has been able to create the offense for him. Shot goes up by New Jersey. There's a hand in the face. You pick the basketball up. There's a pair of hands getting ready to strip you of the basketball. That time, Allen Iverson picks up the loose ball and takes it all away.
Van Horn struggling mightily tonight, though, averaging more than 26 a game against the 76ers last year. At a career high 16 boards against the Sixers last season as well. And of course, will always be infamous in Philadelphia for initially expressing his desire not to become a 76er on draft day, and although eventually drafted, was traded to the Nets. And the Sixers leading by 7 now, under 4 minutes to go here before the end of the second quarter. A first half that's been owned by Allen Iverson.
At the Nazi Muhammad.
Nazi has not played in 4 of the Sixers' last 5. Now looking for rebounding position here as Owens and Hughes work the 2-man game, and Larry Hughes strokes it through cleanly. Hughes now with 4 off the bench. Sixers matching their largest advantage at 9. Kendall Gill runs into Eric Snow, and the blocking foul is called on Snow. Eric leads this team unofficially speaking And charges taken.
Kendall Gill for the line, shooting 2.
Nice little square up by Gill, trying to drive baseline.
Sit down. Fresh 24 for the Nets. It's 49-41 Sixers. With 3:18 to play here before intermission. Gill for Van Horn. If you're Keith Van Horn, you need about 5 more of those. He has 6. Iverson, look at the Nets run at him. McKee is free. Now they swing to Hughes. That's for 3, and he hit it. Larry Hughes has not hit a 3-pointer since he hit a couple against Seattle on November 8th, when he dropped the career high of 27. The Sixers lead by 9 again. Hughes with 7 in the game as Newman brings it in. He'll have to march to the foul line because they're going to jump it up. Again, the Sixers converging defense tying up Newman. It'll be George Lynch taking his position for the Sixers. Holding about an inch on Newman.
For the Sixers, get 2 guys together. Let George just tip it now between, well, now you've got Allen Iverson and Larry Hughes that you'll tip it to right in here somewhere. Well, now the guys are switching. Find your spot. Now it's between Larry and Nazi right in here.
And there is Hughes taking the tip from Lynch. Larry Hughes, thanks to the pick by Nazi Muhammad, is free, but Van Horn gathers it in for New Jersey. 52-43 Sixers. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the second. Good aggressive defense by Muhammad, a little too aggressive, jumping out with Aaron McKee. And he bumps Newman to the floor, and Nazi will pick up the personal foul, his first. Both teams in the penalty for some time, and that'll send Johnny Newman to the stripe for a couple. They hope to get Williams back sometime in January, perhaps even as early as next month, December. Newman now with 6 in the game. McKee, good look. Owens with the left hand, as you might expect. Follow-up tip goes in. Larry Hughes now with 9 off the bench. That's the margin for the Sixers. Man-to-man pressure by the Sixers. Owens and Iverson now cheating up, and finally Douglas the relief valve for Johnny Newman. Van Horn from Douglas. A mighty struggle for Van Horn. Anything but for Iverson. Palming violation on Allen.
Right. It's about the second or third time they've called the palming violation on Allen tonight. Make the call. Does he do it? Does he turn it over? Absolutely not. That was a nice move. Little stutter step by Allen. Frees the defensive player and then put on the afterburners to get by Douglas.
Gill getting by Hughes and the Sixers, and he gets the layup. Under a minute to go here in the second. And a 20-second timeout called by John Calipari, who is coaching tonight for Larry live and in person. There's nothing like seeing him in action. Owens contends with Van Horn. Billy trying to bust him up. Van Horn reaches in, and the foul called by Terry Durham.
Those reaching fouls will just flat out kill you. Get you a lot of time on the bench. There's absolutely nothing that you were going to do. Billy Owens did a nice job of keeping that ball.
Touches, not necessarily more shots, but more of an opportunity to handle the ball. Billy, by his own admission, says sometimes his mind will wander a little bit when he's not more directly involved in the offense. Here an 8-point-6er lead. Nets here will have to hurry for the 2-for-1. Gill has Van Horn. Owens does a good job to shove him off the block. Now they converge on Van Horn. What a pass there for Jamie Fife from Keith Van Horn.
Nice little drop pass by Van Horn. Quick recognition. 3 players on me. Somebody's got to be open. Finds Fike.
Shot clock unplugged. McKee lifting a 3. Brought down by Van Horn. Nets will have to hurry here. Gill with 2 seconds to play. A 3. It'll count. That'll do it. So the first half comes to a close with John Calipari now in charge of the 76ers, though Larry Brown awaiting his team in the locker room. Brown, in case you are just joining us, ejected with 1:29 remaining in the first by referee Mark Davis. But since that point, the 76ers pretty much having their way with the Nets, front running by as many as 9. They lead now by 6 at the break. Our halftime show commences right after this. McElvain wants Ratliff. They can't get it to him. Van Horn tries his luck against Lynch, and he hits. Keith Van Horn, his 3rd field goal. He's 3 for 11, but the 2 leading scorers for the Nets, Marbury and Van Horn, a combined 6 for 21. So the Sixer lead trimmed to 4. Iverson leaned on by Douglas, faking right, going left. McElvain clears for New Jersey. Marbury trying some artistry on Snow. Gill is free, and he hits another one. You called it, Steve. 2 straight for Kendall Gill. He has 9, and the Sixer lead, once as large as 9, is down to a deuce. On a roll, Iverson for Snow. A timely play by Allen for Eric's first field goal. He's got 5, and the Sixer lead is 4.
That's an easy pass for Allen. Talking about some short guards that you have to pass over. Van Horn gets the O-board.
McElvain had a chance. McKee falling over McElvain. And whistle sound here. Mark Davis to make the call. And a foul coming up. It is on McElvain. It's 4 now with the starting center for the Nets.
So the Nets missing a couple bunnies there. Van Horn being challenged by Theo Ratliff, but that should have been an easy putback and tap in for McElvain.
Jamie Fike is back for McElvain, who sits for the 4 personals. Here are the Sixers holding 4. Ratliff with Fike on his back, and Jamie trying to bat that ball away. Commits the personal foul. It is 3 on Fike. Sixers 51% shooting compared to their 42% average during the regular season.
I mean, when you take a look, especially Allen. I mean, here's a guy, as I said in the first half, last night being guarded by Scottie Pippen. Night before, Scottie's 6'8". Night before, what, 6'6", 6'7", Dan Marley. And tonight you're sitting there facing a guard that's 5'11", 6 foot. I mean, you can see how much easier it is to get a clean look at the hoop when you're playing against smaller guards. Just witnessed the couple assists that Allen's had thrown over the top there. Snow cut down through the middle.
Van Horn that time off the Iverson miss. Sixers planted defensively against Marbury, who goes probing to no avail. Now he'll try it again. Gives it up to Douglas. A tough pass for Douglas to accept there for Marbury.
It's kind of like behind him. He was able to reach back with the right hand, pull it in, and go up for the shot.
Sixer lead down to 2 again. McKee, the clean study, and he trains it. Aaron McKee, both of his field goals coming here in the 3rd quarter. The Sixer lead back up to 4. McKee, the starter tonight at small forward.
And last 3 ball games for Aaron, shooting 56%, averaging 6+ points per game.
Marbury escaping through the back door. The connection made by Sherman Douglas. Marbury, their leading scorer, with 13. Iverson escaping Marbury and Douglas. Marbury, the block of the foul. Douglas holding up his hand trying to steal the foul, but it'll be on Stephon Marbury. We have a timeout. Sixer lead is down to 2. We have 6 minutes and 28 seconds to go. Marbury striking moments ago for New Jersey. We'll go to the line for 2. Take a look at the responsibility that Allen Iverson has shouldered tonight here in New Jersey. Iverson one of 4 Sixers on the All-Star ballot, along with Theo Ratliff, Larry Hughes, Matt Geiger. And it should be Allen Iverson's first All-Star berth. He was first-team All-NBA last year.
Well, I don't think there's any question about that. No question that Allen will pick the All-Star team. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Forget the support in Philadelphia. A lot of support nationwide as McCullough into the game. Comes down with a Marbury miss. Here come the Sixers. Snow finds McKee, who gets 2. Good look by Eric Snow.
You know, going back to Allen Iverson for a minute, yeah, you go around to the other arenas where you see an awful lot of number 3 jerseys in the stands.
A lot here just tonight. Van Horn owning a couple of inches on Lynch. Snow, nearly the steal. 6 to shoot for New Jersey. Gill takes it against McKee, uses the forearm to keep McKee at bay, but Aaron is called for the foul. That's number 2. It's the 4th on the team, so the last the Sixers have to give here in the quarter. Nets shooting after this. Back to work here with a fresh 14. Douglas freed up by the Van Horn pick, throws up the prayer. It's answered and a foul. It is on McCullough, his 4th.
Sherm Douglas working off the screen by Van Horn, taking it to the hoop. The scoop shot by Douglas draws the contact. The official said number 50, Todd McCullough, on the foul.
Sherman Douglas, never blessed with a lot of quickness, has always been able with that 6'1", 195-pound blocky frame of his to get to the hole. He makes it a 3-point game. Iverson, now Kendall Gill is on him. Looming is Douglas. Allen takes on all comers. McCullough cleaning up for 2. Turning garbage into gold is Todd McCullough. His first field goal, he's averaging 6. Sixer lead is 5. Under 5 to play, 3rd quarter. Douglas again to the hoop. And McCullough gathers it in for the Sixers. Douglas bothering him, but McKee the outlet. Iverson open for 3. Yes! Allen Iverson has relit the fuse. He's got 31.
76ers were able to push that thing up quickly. Find Allen Iverson in the corner. That's what you want to do. Stephon Marbury handling the ball too much. Knocks it out of bounds himself, but give Eric Snow a lot of credit for hounding Marbury, not allowing him to get a good look at where he wants to go.
Sixers now by 8. After the Nets got it a couple of times to 2. McKee wants a piece of Douglas, but Lynch can't get it to him. Now George taking matters into his own capable hands. He's hit by Jamie Fike and Van Horn, and it will be Van Horn on the personal foul. It's 3 on him and 4 on the team. Allen Iverson had that string of 5 straight 30 or more games interrupted by Miami and Portland, but he's back on that high-flying track tonight. Iverson with 31 of the Sixers' 70. Sixers 12 for 20 from the strike. George Lynch makes it a 71-62 game. 4 minutes exactly to go in the 3rd. Van Horn in the midst of a 3 for 12. Marbury, McKee on him. Now they ad-lib Marbury, about a 25-foot three-pointer that was well off. And he had about 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. McKee wants Marbury if Snow can get it to him. Eric sees an alleyway. He's stripped and fouled. And he'll go to the line. Compliments to Sherman Douglas.
Eric Snow just pounding the ball out on the left wing. Finds the opening. Blows by the defender. Gets to the hoop. One more look at it. Foul on Sherman Douglas. Eric Snow doing a good job of finding the open players, taking advantage of certain situations as he did right there. Eric Snow, best assist to turnover ratio on the team at 3.3 to 1.
And helping that 67% foul shooting percentage greatly. He's 5 for 6 from the stripe. The Sixers lead by 11, their largest margin of the night. Now a foul here on Aaron McKee, D'ing it up against Kendall Gill. Sixers in the penalty. For Aaron, it's personal number 3, so Gill, the 65% shooter, will get 2 at the stripe.
Well, let's take a look at where the foul occurs. A little hand check right there by Aaron.
Gill making it a 10-point game. Recently, Gill passing 10,000 points for his career, now his 10th season out of Illinois. Now dealing with Iverson. It was Marbury, it was Douglas. Now it is Gill on Iverson. It's Douglas on McKee, the help by Van Horn. What a look, Lynch to McCullough. Brilliantly done by George Lynch.
That's a nice play by George. Quick recognition after the double team, out of the double team by Aaron McKee. Who's on me and where is his player? George Lynch finding Todd McCullough, who kept it high and got the kiss off the glass. Nice play by the Sixers. Everybody involved.
Van Horn involved now with Lynch. Snow thinking about the double. Gill with 3 to shoot. McCullough pulls it down for the Sixers, and here they come again. Leading by 11. Snow, Iverson, tucks in, gets 2 off the glass, complaining he was fouled in the back of the head. Nonetheless, Allen Iverson has it going on again. He's got 33-7 here in the third quarter. Marbury, that the deep deuce, and McCullough pulls it away for the Sixers, who now lead by 13.
4-on-3 situation for the Sixers. Take advantage of it. As I think when you're playing with Stephon Marbury, I think you better be a rebounder, because the ball's not going to come to you very often. As we take a look at Eric Snow on a 4-on-3 situation, taking it to the hoop. When we come back, Eric will be shooting the deuce. Sixers up 13.
Okay, people, let's get ready to give it up for the wireless. Wireless.
There's a new fanatic in town.
Wave Cellular One.
Comcast Metrophone is now Cellular One.
For the country, not only in Philadelphia. Allen Iverson with a healthy collection of fans in all NBA cities.
Love the commercials that he's doing. The crossover camp
for Turner.
Yeah. Those are great.
Sixers now leading by 15. It is their largest margin of the night. Elliot Perry has come on for Sherman Douglas. He has Van Horn latching arms with Lynch. As George tries to cheat in for the steal, he is called for the foul. It's 3 on Lynch. Both teams have been in the penalty now for some time. John Calipari sending Larry Hughes to the game. We should explain once again in case you're just joining us. Larry Brown was ejected as Allen Iverson goes to the bench with 33. Brown was ejected with 1:29 to go in the first. And John Calipari, the former New Jersey Net coach, has been the coach for the Sixers ever since the point that Larry Brown left the floor. Now he sends Billy Owens into the game for the first time for George Lynch. George, an excellent job defensively tonight, particularly when he has locked horns with Keith Van Horn. Van Horn 3 for 12 from the floor. Van Horn makes it a 13-point game under 2 minutes now remaining here in the third. Eric Snow operating on Marbury, has his way. How about Eric Snow posting up on Stephon Marbury?
I'm telling you, it's very difficult in this league to win with short guards. And take a look at the guards that New Jersey has. All short guards, very difficult to win. Sixers' shortest guard is Allen Iverson at 6 foot, but he's putting 30 points a night on the board. You take a look at the other guards, Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, Larry Hughes. Marbury taking it to the hoop, and then Van Horn over the back. I have no idea how that call was on McCullough.
Absolutely, Steve.
I mean, now they're saying Marbury shooting a free throw. Marbury can't be shooting a free throw. Call was a day late. Goodness gracious. I might agree with the call. Thought Marbury did get bumped.
So 5 on McCullough. It'll bring Theo Ratliff back into the game.
Take a look at Marbury as he goes to the hoop. Jumps right into Todd McCullough right here. Drew the contact.
McCullough's looking for the rebound.
I know, yeah.
So McCullough, 7 boards, by the way, in 11 minutes of relief work tonight. Theo Ratliff, who was the starter at center this evening, is back into the game with the Sixers holding 14. Buck 10 to go here in the third quarter.
Todd McCullough, the best rebounder on the Sixers team per minute. 1 rebound every 3.4 minutes for Todd.
Ratliff bursting in. Snow again posting Marbury, who now has it for the Nets. It moves on McKee and Owens. Foul on Billy. For Owens, his second, both teams in the penalty with 53.8 remaining here in the third. Stephon Marbury step back to the line.
Keep in mind that New Jersey, 25th in the league defensively. Giving up better than 103 points per game, and teams are shooting better than 47% against them. Places them 27th in that category. Defensively, I think individually they're okay, but the team concept is not very good. I mean, you take a look at the Sixers, they have all bought into Larry Brown's system of defense. They're all playing and they all think defense wins ball games as Larry Hughes knocks down the shot from the top. But for New Jersey, it's an individual thing, not a team concept.
Hughes at a point-per-minute pace. He's dropped 13 in as many minutes there. Trying to lasso Kendall Gill is called for the personal foul. Hughes 6 for 8 from the floor, 13 in 13 minutes. The third Sixer into double figures is Johnny Newman, who's in for Stephon Marbury.
Used to love nights like that point-a-minute game for you. Every once in a while they'll show up on the stat sheet for you.
Talk about point a minute. Allen Iverson with 33 and approximately the same amount of work. He is in for Aaron McKee. It comes with 30.6 to go as Allen is inserting for his offense here. The waning moments of the third quarter. Sixer lead at 13. About a 5-second difference between the clocks, so the Sixers will bring out their shot clock, looking to deny the Nets as much time as possible. Iverson against his third defender of the night, Kendall Gill. 8 to shoot, Gill all over him. Allen caught no man's land. 4 to go on the clock. Iverson shakes free, gets it to Snow. Ratliff pulls it down, has Spike leaping, whistles, and a foul. It looked desperate for the Sixers, and now they will get a couple of free throws out of it after the personal foul on Jamie Fike.
Well, Kendall Gill did a nice job, but he was bumping Allen. Reaching in there, kicking the ball out to Eric Snow. But Theo Ratliff is right there on the O boards, takes it up, draws the contact, shooting the deuce.
Bruce Bowen for defense comes in to get Iverson. Again, Allen with 33. He had 26 at halftime. Ratliff helping the Sixers to match their largest advantage. Time running down for the Nets, and Perry can't get it off. And Hughes' prayer is well after the buzzer. However, the 76ers had 8 different players score in the quarter, so good help for Allen Iverson, and that 6-point spread at intermission becomes 15 after 3. It's the 76ers 85 and the Nets 70. Fourth quarter action on UPN 57 right after this.
Going in a straight line is one issue, and most people, when they think of speed and power plants, think of the fact is you're going fast and slow, and you're turning in the process of doing it. The new Ultima has been redesigned with that in mind. We refined the suspension. We reduced the body roll. We goosed the engine. Technically speaking, we gave the car some
when the shirt's off their backs, it's back again at the start of the fourth quarter. Sponsored by the 76ers and the Daily News. Susan Shanklin of Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Carl Weinberg of Philly. Toby Shaw of Camden. Ernestine Cherry of Philly and Shirley McCoy of Philadelphia. You will each be assigned a 76er here to begin the fourth, and the first one to score will win you the shirt off of that player's back. With the mayor, Steve Mix, Mark Zumoff tonight, fourth quarter underway. The Sixers holding 15, matching their largest advantage. Van Horn immediately over Owens is now 4 for 13. Susan Shanklin, you have Billy Owens, Carl Weinberg, and Larry Hughes. Bruce Bowen is assigned to Toby Shaw, Theo Ratliff, Ernestine Cherry, and Shirley McCoy. You have Allen Iverson. That is Owens. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll belong to New Jersey.
Couple of key three-pointers last night for Billy Owens to bring the 76ers back to within shouting distance at the end of 3. As the 76ers hit 3 straight 3 balls at the end of the third last night. Billy Owens knocking down 2 of them.
Perry setting up Kendall Gill. Gill his 5th field goal, the 4th net into double figures. He has 13. And a change here. Instead of Allen Iverson, it is Eric Snow for Shirley McCoy. So Shirley, you have Eric Snow, not Allen Iverson, as Allen begins the fourth quarter on the bench. In the meantime, we have a personal foul. And it's on Jamie Fike. That is his 5th.
Take a look at the storyline brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth Jeep. Larry Brown was ejected with 1:29 left in the first quarter, but Allen Iverson picking up the pace. 35 minutes, 33 points.
Larry Hughes continuing that point-a-minute pace, 15 in as many minutes. Looking for Ratliff. Gill slicing in. Theo the block. Van Horn coming down with a loose ball as he tried to put it back. We have a foul coming up on Eric Snow. It's 4 now on Snow. Van Horn with a dubious double-double tonight. 12 points, 11 boards, but a mere 4 for 14 for the field.
Well, Van Horn, pretty good rebounder. 16th in the league, pulling down better than 9 boards per game. Van Horn shooting 38% on the season. I think one of the reasons being is I don't think they're getting him enough low post shots. I mean, you're spreading the floor out for Marbury to drive down the middle, and then the kick out for the 18-footer, and it's tough to shoot 18, 19 footers all season long.
Aaron McKee is now into the game as Owens goes to the floor along with Newman. And it will belong to New Jersey. So Shirley McCoy, you now have Aaron McKee working for you here.
A couple quick trades in this contest, huh?
Originally, Shirley had Allen Iverson, but that was a mistake. Allen beginning the fourth here on the bench. Van Horn in low post position. Got Ratliff to bite. He slams for two. The Nets begin to eat into the Sixer advantage. They're down 9. Hughes had searched for Ratliff, and there's Perry to come around. He thought he had all ball, but the whistle and the foul on Elliott Perry. We have a timeout. 2:03 gone here in the fourth, and the Sixers now leading by 9. The action tonight here on UPN 57. The Sixers missing their only shot of the fourth quarter. The contest, the shirts off their backs, is still on. 5 contestants. As Allen Iverson has returned.
Okay, now.
I have to think of who he's in for. This is Iverson leaning in. Van Horn coming down with a miss. He's in for Bruce Bowen. So Toby Shaw now has the game's leading scorer and the league's leading scorer, Allen Iverson. In the meantime, Van Horn tries to bust up Ratliff, but he lost possession. Marbury, who has returned for New Jersey, they watched him, so Newman missing the 3. Fight giving chase out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Sixers. 87-78. Just over 2.5 gone. We're in the fourth. Sixers trying to break a 2-game losing streak. 2 tight ones at the First Union Center against 2 very good teams. The Sixers undermanned in both. They continue to operate minus Matt Geiger and Tyrone Hill. Spike almost knocked that one in. And Aaron McKee scores for Shirley McCoy. So Shirley, who had no fewer than 3 different players, you win the shirt off of Aaron McKee's back. Compliments the 76ers and the Philadelphia Daily News. One of those brand new secondary road uniforms the Sixers will soon unveil. A beautiful shade of blue. As the personal on Allen Iverson, his second. And the second on the team, 2 on each team here. Sending the Nets back to work with 15 to shoot. Van Horn, he and Lynch have locked him up all night long. But Pete, going to another part of his repertoire, hands the hook. He is 16 and 12. Ratliff contends with Fike, who cheated out onto the floor, and a nice lob pass to Theo Ratliff, who deposited 2. He has 10, the 4th Sixer in double figures.
Theo doing a great job of pushing Fike up the lane, enabling that pass to come in and creating space between himself and the weak side as well.
Ratliff there blotting out the sun as Marbury went charging into the cup. The foul coming up on Theo.
As I said, Theo Ratliff doing a great job. As the help comes over, it's too late.
Stephon Marbury, free throw line, shooting 2.
By the way, the foul not on Ratliff, but on Aaron McKee. So for McKee, it'll be personal number 4. And Marbury will get another from the line. He's 9 for 12 from the stripe tonight.
83% shooter. Gets to the line on the average about 8 times per game.
Sixers by 9, 4 minutes gone, 4th quarter. As Iverson tries to escape the clutches of Elliott Perry. We have an offensive foul. It's on Billy Owens. That's personal number 4. Make that 3 now on Billy Owens. Van Horn walked with the ball. The shuffle there as the defender got Van Horn to think twice. We have a timeout. 4 and change gone in the 4th. 76ers trying to bring this one home. Ticket for a big game. You could see it. The San Antonio Spurs, the NBA World Champions, only one visit. It comes up this Monday. Call Ticketmaster for ticket information, 215-336-2000. You know, Tim Duncan, David Robinson against Allen Iverson and the 76ers. Here are the Sixers now out of the timeout. Iverson, after getting help from Ratliff. Theo going after the miss. He and Fike vie for it. Foul on Theo. That's personal number 4 on Theo Ratliff, starter at center tonight for the Sixers. Sixers their 4th team foul, so no more to give as George Lynch is in, taking the place of Billy Owens. 5 and 5 boards, 20 minutes of work tonight for Billy. Van Horn and Lynch now contending in the post, and George ends that contention, coming up with a steal. It's in the top 15 in the NBA in that department.
George did a great job of just knocking the arm down of Van Horn, coming on the high side, getting the steal.
Larry Hughes in the midst of a good night, but not that time, and Newman has it for New Jersey. Exactly 7 minutes to go. Here are the 4th. Marbury as Hughes got caught up. Scissors into the lane, had it stripped. Sixers come up with it. Nets back defensively, and there is Perry to take it away. Hughes for McKee, and as Larry tries to steal it back, he commits the foul. It's the 3rd on Hughes with the Sixers in the penalty. Fouls will be shot with 6:45 now to go here in quarter number 4.
Well, in the 3rd quarter, the Sixers picked up a quick 3 team personal fouls. New Jersey never really did take advantage of that. And here, with 6:45 to go, New Jersey will be shooting free throws from here on out. If you're Don Casey, you're saying, okay, here's an opportunity for us.
Perry now with 10 in the game, by far a season high for him, as mentioned earlier. Used in about half the games this year, but a couple of guards out for the Nets tonight. Lucius Harris dressed but hobbled, and so is Kerry Kittles, the former Villanovan. Continues to recover from the offseason knee surgery. McKee in trouble, unloads to Hughes, and a foul. Just as the shot clock hit 5, the personal foul. Jamie Fike picks up his 6th, and he is gone. So Fike, who had earlier come in for the starting center Jim McIlvaine, who had 4 personal fouls, now gives way to McIlvaine as he is gone for the night. In the meantime, Larry Hughes will go to the line for the Sixers for 2. Looking to come in for the Sixers. He's in for Aaron McKee. Aaron dropping 8 on 4 for 8 from the field in 31 minutes as a starter tonight. Sixers up 8 as we approach the halfway point of the 4th. Perry there trying to wipe away Lynch on a screen, and he threw a forearm at him. And that results in the offensive foul on Elliot Perry. That's number 5 on him. Iverson getting help from Ratliff. To the floor it goes, out of bounds. It'll belong to New Jersey. Allen Iverson yet to score here in the quarter. He has 33 for the game. And Horn whips it into McIlvaine through the wickets into the waiting arms to Hughes. Larry going to take it all the way. The bump and run with Marbury. No foul called. Loose ball gathered in by Perry, inadvertently run into by Hughes. Enough to cause Mark Davis, the official who tossed Larry Brown late in the first quarter, to whistle the personal there on Larry Hughes. Sixers have been in the penalty for some time. John Calipari, who is now in for Larry Brown, discusses the call. Perry will once again march to the strike. The Nets 31 for 39 tonight from the free throw line.
Well, they get to the line quite a bit. They get to the line about 30 times per game.
Michael McElvain searching for the miss. He comes down with it anyway. Fresh 24 for the Nets. Marbury thinking three. There it is. Well off, and Hughes unleashes Iverson. Sixer lead at 7. Iverson tried to get it for Snow. It slipped out of his hands. Perry for 2. John Calipari smartly calls the timeout as the Nets now as close as 5 for the first time in a long time. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Again, here, coming up with a swipe as he fronts Keith Van Horn, but Mary from Glenside wants to hear from the Sixers season record holder. Do you think, Steve, any of the current Sixers could break your single season steals record of 212?
Well, there's probably 2 players on the team right now that have that potential. And we're talking about George Lynch, who we just saw get one, and Allen Iverson. Right now, it would take 2.58 steals per game. Allen Iverson is 5th at 2.3 per game. 2.58 would put you 3rd in the NBA at this stage. As Allen goes long ball. Count it!
For 3, Allen Iverson, his first points of the fourth. He's dropped 36, and the Sixer lead now a more comfortable 8. Newman lifting a 3. Iverson pulls it down for the Sixers, and he puts up the stop sign after gathering in his 5th rebound. That's at his average. Iverson trying to lose Elliott Perry. Eric Snow is called for the foul.
Boy, we have seen that call so many times this year on so many players. As we take a look at Allen Iverson going long ball for our Toyota turning point of the game to stretch the Sixers lead to 8.
Perry latches onto Iverson, trying his hand at a 3. Hughes above the crowd. He's tripped up by Marbury, now tied up by Perry and the jump ball. But Larry Hughes wondering in his own understated way why a foul wasn't called on Stephon Marbury. Back so is Theo Ratliff. We have a timeout called by the Nets. 2 ticks under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth. The 76ers holding a 95-87 advantage.
Allen Iverson picking himself up off the floor, coming across the screen, getting the ball, rising up and knocking down the 3 ball. Great play by Allen. 3-point field goal percentage. Sixers 3 of 8, 38%. New Jersey just knocking down 20% of their 3 balls.
The Sixers, thanks largely to Iverson, 5th in the NBA in 3-point shooting, coming in 41% overall. Hughes and Perry lining up for this one. Leap and Larry easily wins it. The Sixers take control, leading 95-87. Iverson sees McElvain, turns on the high beams, but he can't finish it, as Van Horn got whacked in the side of the head, and the Nets have it. Allen Iverson talking to himself here as he goes back on D. Van Horn with 8 in the quarter, contends with Lynch, tripped, And Horn will go to the line. George Lynch. It's 4 on Lynch.
Accident or not, looks like Van Horn was falling prior to the trip.
Kind of looked like a dolphin there as he went down, sliding out of bounds. 18 on 6 for 15 from the field, Keith Van Horn. A perfect 7 for 7 from the line.
Very typical night for Van Horn. 18 points, but shooting just 38%. Pulling down, what, 8, 9 rebounds? How many rebounds does he have tonight? He's got a double-double.
He started 1 for 8, so 6 for 15 when you consider the starting point. Not too bad. Foul here on Jim McElvain, and for McElvain, the starting center, that's personal number 5. Aaron McKee, the starter at center tonight, or I should say the starter at small forward, is in for Larry Hughes. Very good night for Larry Hughes. 16 and 23 minutes, including 6 for 10 for the floor. Iverson has been masterful. Another 3 brought down by Marbury. Here come the Nets with the Sixers suddenly just holding 6. And as Snow hits the deck, we have the offensive foul being called. That is 5 now on Marbury.
Great defense by Eric Snow. Just taking the bump. Great anticipation by Eric. Sliding his body to the left. One more look at it. Good timing by Eric. Taking the bump by Marbury. The trail official says offensive foul.
It's a 22nd timeout, so we'll keep it right here. As Stephon Marbury, frustrated by the defense of Eric Snow. The 76ers, who lead it now by 6, exactly 3 minutes to go. It is 95-89 in the first of 4 meetings between the teams. Sixers Monday locking up the world champion San Antonio Spurs. As we take a look at the Dodge difference, and who else? The guy who's been piling on the points tonight, Allen Iverson.
Number 3. Big time game for Allen tonight. Allen has been our Dodge difference of the game. 15 of 31 for Allen.
And a couple of 3-pointers to boot. Snow gets it back after it was knocked away. Lynch is free for 2. Sixers by 8 again. Lynch only his second field goal for 5. He averages 12. Marbury in a crowd undaunted by all comers will take his act to the foul line for 2. Aaron McKee whistled this time.
Stephon Marbury from the line, shooting 2.
It's 5 now on McKee.
Marbury taking it to the baseline. Being grabbed on the way to the hoop. Marbury's been to the line 13 times so far tonight. Knocked down 10. This will be number 14 and 15.
To give you an idea of how many fouls we've had called up in tonight's game, Sherman Douglas is in for Elliot Perry. Dropped 13 and 17 minutes of relief work. Marbury, one of 3 New Jersey Nets with 5. As Perry sits with 5, the other is McElvain. McElvain came in for Jamie Fight, who was fouled out. 2 Sixers with 5 apiece. Todd McCullough and now Aaron McKee moments ago. Under 2.5 to play here in the 4th. Iverson against Douglas. McElvain looming as a shadow. Another fouling violation on Iverson.
I mean, you make the call. Take a look. Does Allen pound the basketball? Where is it? Man, that's just dribbling the basketball. Please. NBA official. Don't go by what you think you see. Go by what really happens out on the court. I thought that was a darn good dribble by Iverson.
Marbury gives it up, nearly throws it away, and the Sixers touch it last. The Nets left with 3 to shoot in exactly 2 minutes in the fourth. We have a timeout. Sixer lead holding at 6. They have led since the early moments of the second, trying to put it away here in North Jersey. 2-game losing streak, 2 tight affairs against 2 very good teams, Miami and Portland at home. Now briefly on the road before 3 straight at the First Union Center. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week as Newman beats the shot clock. And he scores for New Jersey. Sixer lead is 4. Searching for Iverson. Douglas on in. Allen with room to grow. Newman runs out of Marbury. The steal. Allen gives chase.
Boy, just like that, 6-point lead now down to 2.
Nobody with a foul to give under 90 seconds to play in the fourth. Iverson for 2. McKee up for it for the Sixers and a foul. Marbury and McElvain went after it along with McKee. It'll be Stephon Marbury on the personal foul, and he is gone for the night. Marbury finishes with 22. He himself went to the line 15 times.
Marbury playing the passing lane. Allen Iverson chasing. Nice little sidestep by Marbury. That is our cellular one call of the game, the passing lane. But on the other end, Marbury gets his 6th personal foul. And that'll send them to the bench.
Elliot Perry himself with 5 personals is in. So Marbury, the second net to foul out tonight. The other Jamie Fight in a relief role, fouling out 17 minutes. Aaron McKee with an opportunity here now to make it a 4-point game. And thus a 2-possession game with $1:21 to go here in the fourth.
78% free throw shooter. That's the guy you want up to the line at the end of a ball game. The guys that are shooting 75 or above.
McKee now the 5th Sixer into double figures, as the Sixers now lead it by 4, and they close up their huddle now with 1:21 remaining here in the fourth. 76ers and the San Antonio Spurs, if you cannot make it out to the beautiful First Union Center for the NBA World Champions, their one and only appearance. The action on Comcast Sportsnet on Monday beginning at 7 o'clock. The Sixers and the world champion Spurs. Sixers admittedly with some foul shooting problems this year. The NBA averages at 74%. The Sixers as a team 69%, but shooting very well tonight. And Aaron McKee moments ago stroking the most important 2 free throws from the line to make it a 4-point game. Now the Sixers pressuring the Nets here as Van Horn gets it into Newman. John Calipari screaming at the Sixers, no foul.
You don't want to give them any cheap opportunities to put some points on the board.
Searching for Van Horn with Marbury, their leading scorer on the season, having fouled out of the game. And there is Iverson to sneak around and swipe it away, smiling at that devilish little play. A wonderful defensive job by Iverson now with 50 seconds to go. Iverson has it against Perry. Gives it up to Snow by Van Horn, but he meets McElvain. 4 to shoot for the Sixers. Eric Snow for McKee. Gathered in by McElvain, who trips and falls, and the Nets here calling the timeout. They get it with 32.4 to go on the fourth quarter clock, but needing 2 possessions to tie or go in front. It's a 4-point Sixer lead.
With Van Horn turning his back away from Allen Iverson, you can see Allen coming in here. As soon as Van Horn makes the spin move, Allen Iverson is right on top of it. Van Horn loses track of the other 4 defensive players. And watch Allen come right into your screen right here. The spin move, just taking it away from Van Horn. No wonder he's got a smile on his face. He's having a heck of a ball game, not only offensively, but defensively.
Iverson, in the top 10 in the NBA in steals. He was 3rd last year. Just maybe he will break Steve Mix's single season 76er mark for steals at 212. He has a couple of swipes tonight. Of course, Allen Iverson, of the 36 he has so far, he dropped 26 of those points in the first half.
He was red hot in the first half, getting the reverse layup to go, knocking down at one point 7 shots in a row, 12 for 18 overall. Great first half offensively for Allen. Another reverse layup over George Iverson. Step back jumper by Allen. Nobody on the New Jersey Nets team could guard Allen in the first half.
Do you see the statistics on Allen Iverson tonight? He's really picked it up. And in fact, the NBA's scoring leader, Kevin Garnett, at last look was leading the NBA in rebounding as well. And Marbury, who was finished for the night about 45 seconds ago. Sixers holding 4, nobody with a foul to give. Johnny Newman to inbound for New Jersey. Douglas has it for the Nets. Lynch humping Snow with Douglas. Open McIlvaine. He's hit and fouled. And Jim McIlvaine will go to the line after Aaron McKee commits the foul.
Good play by the Sixers, fouling McIlvaine. I'm sitting there thinking, why is McIlvaine in the ball game when you know you might have a chance to go to the free throw line? McIlvaine 1 for 6 on the year. Not a very good career free throw shooter either. And if you're going to send a guy to the line to try to make 2 on the Nets team, it's got to be McIlvaine.
In the meantime, Billy Owens in for Aaron McKee because Aaron, becoming the 3rd player tonight, foul out of the game. He sits with 10 and a couple of big free throws moments ago.
I mean, there's absolutely, at this stage of the game, no reason for McIlvaine to be in on an offensive set. Defensively, maybe now you send him up to the scorer's table, say, all right, go on in. He knocks down 1 or 2.
He makes 1 now to make it a 3-point game, and the Sixers here burning a timeout. So each team now with 1 timeout remaining. The Sixers use theirs here with 26 remaining on the 4th quarter clock. They lead by 3, and we'll take a timeout as well.
Dodge Caravan is the most innovative, most imitated, most trusted, best-selling minivan ever. And now for a limited time, you can get 0.9% financing on every new Dodge Caravan in stock. Or select a generous cash allowance of $1,250. But special 0.9% financing on Caravan ends soon. We've just made it easier to separate yourself from the crowd. Dodge Caravan. Different.
Tilly. No. Tilly.
You can never be too prepared. That's why Pico Energy uses advanced technology to find problems before they happen. Isn't it nice when someone looks out for you? Pico Energy, no doubt about it.
The 76ers take on the world champion San Antonio Spurs Monday, November 22nd. Plenty of good seats remain. Call Ticketmaster today.
all the stats we study every night, here is the bottom line. With 26 seconds remaining, the Nets trailing the 76ers as they have since the opening moments of the second. It's a 3-point-6er lead, and now the Nets press out of the timeout. About a 2-second difference between the clocks. The Nets do not have a foul to give. Iverson against Perry. Allen lets it ring out. Now he goes. Perry tried to take the foul. Iverson gave it up to Ratliff. But a whistle here from Terry Dorn. And a foul on Keith Van Horn.
If you're going to foul,
why wait?
Why wait that long?
I think Perry tried to take the foul right there as Iverson escaped his clutches.
Well, I mean, you're letting Allen Iverson pound the ball at the top just as the clock ticks away. Very important time for you. I mean, if you're waiting until the last 5 seconds, I mean, that makes it very difficult. If you're going to foul immediately. If you don't get the steal, I mean, you can't let a shot clock like that run down that far without foul.
At any rate, Iverson putting the game away. Can't add one more. The Nets here calling the timeout, but now the nearly insurmountable, the 2-possession, 4-point game. Allen Iverson has dropped 37 tonight on the New Jersey Nets as the 76ers reach 100 for the first time in 6 games. The last time they did it, a loss at Orlando back on November 10th. Sixers in action for 3 straight at the beautiful First Union Center. A golden opportunity to check out the 76ers here in the early part of the season. Oh, just the world champions in on Monday. Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Malik Rose, the San Antonio Spurs. Wednesday it'll be the Washington Wizards. And note the start time if you're planning to come out to First Union Center on Friday. The Cleveland Cavaliers will be there. It's Thanksgiving Friday and Wednesday the day before Thanksgiving, so some good opportunities to see the 76ers in action. And then the Sixers will be at Milwaukee on Saturday. If you can't make it out, all the action will be on Comcast Sportsnet.
Larry Hughes providing some spark off the bench for the Sixers. Taking it to the hoop there. A nice speed by Eric Snow. And then getting the jump shot to fall and the 3-ball shot for Larry Hughes. Good numbers for Larry tonight. Almost a point a minute.
For Hughes, that 3-pointer was his first since November 8th, the home opener, when he started for only the 2nd time in his career and dropped a career high 27. And fellow flight brother Allen Iverson supplied more than enough to dropping 37. And Stephon Marbury, Kendall Gill, Sherman Douglas all had an opportunity, Elliott Perry, to cover Allen tonight one time or another. And now here are the Nets trailing by 4. The Sixers, the delay of game.
No sub! No sub!
Todd McCullough looked as though he was going to come in, and now sent back to the bench. The thing you don't want to do here is foul. Newman, that's for 3, and that'll do it. So the Sixers not only break the 2-game losing streak, they go to 5-6. They've won 3 straight on the road as they win it tonight. The final here in New Jersey on UPN 57, the Sixers 100, and the New Jersey Nets 96. Basketball on UPN 57 has been brought to you tonight by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. By Cellular